Okay, next we're going to mount up the tail light, and the tail light is going to mount on these furthest back two bolts. So just take those off, and then the wire itself is going to actually kind of run through this little spot right here, this little pocket. And as you put back on the number plate, you'll kind of get a feel for where it needs to land so that you don't have to drill any holes or anything. But this plastic sleeving on the wiring is pretty resilient, so that should help a lot with wearing through anything. But we're going to do that, and then we can get it plugged into the connector and get it all tidied up and out of the way. Okay, we have the tail light mounted. Fits perfectly in there. I couldn't get it up much higher if I wanted to, just because you don't want it hitting into this rear fender when it's moving around and stuff. But anyway, I thought that looked really clean, so that's how I did it. Then you'll just run this wire from here through this little space in between these two tabs, and then you just plug everything up, and you can actually lightly zip tie the wire to this cable, but if you do it too tight, then your seat will be hard to open. But if you want to just kind of route it there a little bit and zip tie it just enough to keep it over on that side, that will work just fine. And then obviously we have our plate light connector, so we're going to put the plate light on next, and that is something that will be an extra if you want it. Same with the license plate mount, to mount the license plate right off of these two bolts here, and kind of covers the mud flap a little bit. But anyway, and in order to do that, we'll just drill a small hole through the number plate for the license plate light. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and carefully put back on this number plate and obviously get this wire where it needs to be. But we'll do that, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, I have the number plate back on, and the taillight wiring is nice and tucked away. And now I also mounted up my plate light, and it is way in there, kind of in the plastic, so it's easier to just tighten the nut by hand and then give it one last good twist right here by hand. You really don't need a wrench for these. They're just so tiny, and it does have this little washer that kind of bites into the plastic, but I mounted that right here, shining towards this, which is where the plate is going to be. So that is the plate light all wired up. I do have plate mounts on the website as well, so you can check those out. I'll have those in just a day or two, and I'll be posting pictures with it. But anyway,